With talks in progress for the replacement of the I-81 viaduct, bridges are at the forefront for the State Department of Transportation. But there are other bridges in Onondaga County that are in need of repair. These are listed as structurally deficient or functionally obsolete, which sound like scary words from the DOT.
Yeah, they do. And they're intended to be scary.
But what does that mean? Structurally deficient bridges have something structurally wrong with them, like rust on connections or cracks in the surface. Bridges labeled functionally obsolete don't really have anything wrong, but if the DOT could build them again, it would do something different, like give the bridge 4 lanes instead of 2. According to the DOT, a bridge in either category is not imminently dangerous.
By themselves on an individual bridge, they don't mean a lot, just because if it was truly functionally obsolete and didn't function, it would have been flagged, closed, posted, something would have happened.
So why use words like that?
Those are really political words used to try to get funding.
Out of the 472 bridges in Onondaga County, the Federal Highway Administration lists 66 bridges as structurally deficient and 113 as functionally obsolete. Just in the past decade, that's a 41% increase in structurally deficient bridges and a 30% decrease in those listed as functionally obsolete. But across New York, only 11% of bridges are structurally deficient and 27% are functionally obsolete. What's going on locally?
You also got to factor in the age part of it. Up here, especially in the I-81 690 interchange, a lot of the bridges were built at the same time, so they're all approaching that 50-year mark, and they do handle a lot more traffic than they were designed for, so they are aging faster than maybe some other bridges in rural areas.
Salento says each of the 11 regions in New York gets about $75 million in federal dollars annually, about a 31% cut from only 4 years ago. How much does it cost to replace one bridge?
About $6 million. So this stuff is not cheap. So when you look at that $75 million capital construction for a year, on a rough average, you take $6 million for one bridge, it means you can't do a lot of bridge repair.
Now, most of the federal funding is going towards maintenance, but what's that mean? Basically, it means the DOT has to take a Band-Aid and put it onto the bridge and say, that's going to have to do for now.
They would rather put money into maintaining a bridge instead of letting it deteriorate.
Which Kincaid admits has its definite advantages.
If we can keep bridges maintained, they last longer.
Still, the American Society of Civil Engineers gave the bridges in New York a D+ grade.
If I was to grade the funding level, I'd give it a D+. But that's kind of what's happened to the funding system. It's gone down over time. We haven't kept up with it.
But Kincaid stressed the state will close down a bridge before it becomes dangerous. But without more funding, he predicts that could happen.
The public should not be concerned about individual bridges, but they should be concerned about the lack of movement that they're going to have when all these bridges get closed.
Zach Francis, NCC News.